Today we're talking about Altura and figuring out the question of whether it actually will be able to reach $2 per coin, which is equivalent to 2 billion market cap, which is 25x from here. We'll go through the whole project. I will share speculative thesis on the project as well. We'll talk about product market fit and we'll figure out if this is actually the best coin to be positioning your profits from currently trading meme coins in as a strong play in the alt season. And first, we will start with the opinion of Alex Becker, who mentioned this coin 4 days ago on his video as a hidden AI gem.
In this boomer pump. Now, another little hidden gem that I think is going to do really well that's tied to AI and people don't know about it yet is going to be Altura. Just the things they're going to be moving into with NFTs and AI, I'm just going to leave it at that. I think it's going to do very, very well in the AI space. And as we get into some of the smaller ones,
it's very interesting that he's talking about it briefly, almost like he doesn't want a lot of people to know about it. We are definitely not in the liquidity creation area at this stage. He's definitely not looking for exit liquidity currently. He's just letting people know. Obviously he knows some insights because Altura team, they are essentially near Tokyo. He was shilling Altura last cycle multiple times. And this is actually the project that is very, very active at this stage. So today we're doing a full overview. We'll talk about advantages, we'll talk about the flows as well. We'll talk about the investment potential of this thing currently. Just something to start with as a reference, Altura is a gaming and AI coin at $85 million market cap. It's also the coin of previous cycle and it actually did a 5x from the recent bottom, from 1st of November. Let's kick off with the overview. Structure. Enormous token price action and reasons behind it. 5x since 1st of November. Very, very small amount of coins out there actually showed this. On average, alts did 2x since the recent lows. Altura did a 5x. It's critical to understand why and critical to understand the further upside. Support from largest name in the industry, Alex Becker. Speculative strength, platform, gaming, AI, retail, familiarity. Even if you don't care about Altura at this stage, this is crucial video in terms of the understanding of how I am analyzing altcoins and what is actually the proper way to analyze altcoins in the first place. Speculative strength is a very core thing to figure out how to analyze with alts at this stage. Insights. I will share some things. I had private conversations with Altura team back in winter. You won't find this information anywhere, but I will share it on a very, very high level because we had a strict NDA. Project overview. We will go through the technicals of the project and just look at the fact that I am almost checking out project overview technicals very, very close to the end because I believe that things before it are way more important. Realistic market cap projections, we'll talk about this, advantages and flows, clear list will be provided as well. The conclusion, final overview, I would also like to finalize with Altura thesis. I think it's a very, very important thing. Why Altura? They do 5x since 4th of November. We can see it in the chart. On the 4th of November, the price of Altura was 17 cents. Right now is not 17 cents, but 0017. Right now it's 0086. Clear 5x. On the course of 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, since the start of November. Very few amount of altcoins actually show this price action. Very important to understand why this is happening. Are there any low-cap altcoin projects that did a 5x since the 4th of November? With great potential, because if it's just a low cap and it kind of like did because some type of meta started, meta did not start yet on this thing and it already did a 5x. It's very important to understand, very, very important to assess what is the upside moving further as well and why this type of move happened. Is this a sign of demand? Will it continue to move higher? Why did a 4x when leverage is not even available for the token at this stage? It's very important because a range of alts out there, they're doing 2x with leverage perpetuals present for them. So people can loan them. Here, it did a 5x on spot, which means that a large amount of capitals actually went into Altura. Large amount of capital. It's very important. Yet zero people are talking about it on crypto Twitter currently. Very, very few people are talking about Altura right now, and I will essentially explain the case to you as well. 5.5x since 4th of November. We can see it here. Some people who are talking about it, I'm not sure if this post actually paid, This is what you need to be doing right now. You should be looking for tokens that are unfazed by BTC dip from $99,000 to 92. These tokens are showing true strength and will absolutely rocket when the market recovers. Here's an example, Altura. I have just bought a very heavy bag this morning and I'm confident this will easily 20x from here. It's quite interesting because 20x from here is a $2 billion market cap, which kind of seems crazy currently for altcoins, for everything that was happening in the last several years, but I will be breaking some beliefs currently, and we'll also talk about the case of BNB. BNB last cycle was at $400 million market cap. A lot of people thought at that stage that it's too high already, it's not going anywhere. It went to 40 billion. It did 100x since $400 million market cap. I'm constantly thinking, personally, what are the coins that are present on this marketplace currently that can actually be doing the same type of price action out there? I'm constantly thinking about that because I know that there are some coins that will be able to do the same type of movement. Do you want a token under $100 million market cap, which is going to be worth multi-billions in the future? Altura, this is your token. So it's not, essentially, it's like he's not providing any facts and any arguments here. It's just an interesting view because I kind of believe that this thing can really be in multi-billions, but we will discuss the whole thing because it's very, very important to understand the speculative value and why it actually might be there. And just the post from Alex Becker from 16th of October when he was soft shilling Altura as well. I just wanted to show it that the support of Altura did not start like this cycle from him only now. He mentioned about it 4 days ago in the video. It's very, very important. He mentioned about it as an AI gem as well, because it's not only an AI, it's actually in gaming as well. I do think that influencers are silent currently because they're accumulating themselves. It's crazy. Moving further, support from largest name in the industry. Altura has something that not a lot of projects have. Support of Alex Becker. Last cycle, he was constantly making videos about this project, mentioned multiple times and making a large amount of access on it. It's public that he made a 40x on Altura himself since summer till the end of the bull market. And he mentioned it almost in every video. It's crazy. Like he was adding so much liquidity into Altura, it's crazy. The advantage that Altura has in comparison to most of the coins at the same market cap, it's crazy. Like I think you need to understand this part. This is by far one of the most important parts of this video. It is actually known to retail, hence it pumped 4x from the lows already. My assessment is that one of the core reasons it actually did a 5x since 4th of November is because this is by far the token that retail from the last cycle, from the end of the last cycle, know the best, know the most. Personally, in the last cycle, I think I was buying Altura at 7 cents or at 22 cents, something like this, right? Bunch of retail actually know this token. And whilst large influencers on other channels, they're telling you, oh, like XRP will probably continue, ADA will continue, you should buy AVAX and things like that. This is by far the best risk reward at this stage in terms of how well it is actually known to the participants of the last cycle and how low is the market cap currently. Like this ratio is just crazy because you kind of stand with it with things like XRP, with ADA. Obviously they are more known, but like retail mania wise, at the end of the last cycle, gaming was surging up like crazy. Altura was easily the main coin that was moving in the large amounts, with Becker constantly shilling it as well. Like this is just crazy. This cannot be neglected because, why? Because next upcoming wave of the bull price action on the market should be coming with retail coming in and keep buying tokens that they know. Do not neglect the fact that people know certain coins. It gives them safety. They know how to buy them. They know the tickers. They have feelings to this coin from the previous cycle. They know these projects. They've done the research 4 years ago already. There is a higher chance, and we've seen this. It's not me talking about this. We've seen this already. We see a bunch of older projects just pumping up like crazy, and we've seen Altura doing 5x. My assumption is that in the next wave, on the market that will be coming currently this week and in December, people will continue to buy Altura. They're buying it currently. You can see that we are in the huge dip for BTC. A range of alts are not doing that well. This thing is just grinding up. It's crazy if you would essentially think about that. 4 days ago when Becker did his video, it was at 0.069. Right now it's at 0.086. It's not faced by the correction. Why? because liquidity inflows from retail of the previous cycle, they're coming into this thing. They just don't care. And this is just the first wave. Way more people and way more liquidity will be coming back, and they will be looking into tokens that they know. And again, risk reward, market cap wise, I do think this is one of the lowest market cap peaks people actually know from the previous cycle that is also active, that is working. And the fact that they kind of ate this AI part into the project, which we will discuss a bit later as well, this is something that you want to see from a project from cycle into cycle. You want them to adapt to new narratives to stay relevant. This is something I've seen Matic essentially was doing. This is something arguably Phantom is essentially doing currently. They're making sure they're staying on the forefront of the narratives to keep being relevant to the current audience on the marketplace. Next upcoming wave of the bull price section of the market should be coming with retail coming in and keep buying tokens that they know. Altura is the best risk reward, low cap coin with the team actually delivering, having huge recognition in the space. And video from Alex Becker that I just showed at the start of this video, 4 days ago, he mentioned it received 500,000 views. 100% guys, this is just the first mention. The fact he's mentioned this at this stage, the fact that they're in near, it will continue, 100%. Moving further. Speculative strength, platform plus gaming plus AI plus retail plus familiarity. So it's very important because yeah, it's great like technology and things like that. We have to understand speculative strength on the project. This is the main thing. Understand the speculative strength, understand liquidity inflows. All technology and tech, like there is a reason it goes a bit later in my overview because like it's not that important. People are buying the charts and people are buying speculative strength, and we need to figure out why. People can actually believe that this is a multi-billion-dollar project. We need to figure this out. There are two main pillars with each and every utility project. First, speculative strength. Think all the strength that Memecoin have plus more, that memecoins have plus more. Second, product market fit. Product market fit is achieved very rarely between utility projects. I would say in between any projects in crypto. Product market fit when we have something really being used by the market, a lot of users, people really receiving value from certain products, certain dApp, certain ecosystem, very rarely. Example from previous cycle, X Infinity. Just following the speculative strength. Meaning, oh, alright, like it's a game, it's on mobile, yeah, it's nice. I would say it would probably reach 300 to 500 million market cap. However, the fact it was able to reach product market fit, the fact it was able to onboard a bunch of retail, the fact that people were really making money playing it instead of working on the jobs, this is something that allowed for a huge surge up in the market cap to happen. So this is the difference between speculative value and product market fit. Currently, why I'm bullish on alts currently is because anything you are buying currently alts-wise, speculative value of most of the altcoins on the marketplace present currently is larger than the current market caps. That's why you're kind of protected by the speculative value. Until they're reaching their speculative value, you are safe. And the speculative value is way higher than it is currently, 100%. Considering all the liquidity, all the capital that's coming into the space, it's way higher. And once they will be reaching the speculative value on all the narratives, then product market fit comes in. And if you're lucky and if you're smart to bet on something that has a high chance of achieving product market fit, this is where you will be really making a ton of money. Other example I can give you with product market fit is Solana of this cycle. Solana without meme coins would be $100 per coin that chain. The effect of current surge up and Solana being strong this cycle. Product market fit was found is in meme coins. Even insiders around Solana, they were planning exits come from the beginning of the last year. I would say from the middle of the last year. They did not expect Solana to find product market fit in meme coins, and that's why they're in jail currently as a result. Because after they realized that Solana found product market fit, they started to dump it on purpose so they can scoop up cheap, and that's why Jump Trade and Jump Capital is in jail under investigation currently. Altura speculative strength, AI plus gaming. Two narratives, two very retail friendly narratives out there. By far they are marketed the most. Gaming is something retail likes the best. And in gaming, we have really large influencers for crypto space. Like gaming is crazy narrative by itself because without these large influencers, it would be kinda dead, right? But the fact that it has someone like Becker and Elliot Trade specifically talking about gaming, it's crazy. It's not a single game, it's a platform, safer. So it's essentially it's safer for investors because you don't have to bet on the success of a single game. And games are really, really rarely successful in the real world. Although, again, in crypto, we do not care until a certain extent, just because of the speculative value, just because of the things that we're seeing in the chart. Retail familiarity. This one is huge. Very few projects with similar market cap have it. Something I mentioned several times already. 4 years on the market, can't neglect this as well. What 4 years on the market does for a project? It provides a bunch of safety. Provides a bunch of safety to potential investors and the current holders of the project as well. Will it be able to achieve product market fit? What does it need for it? Will it directly benefit from product market fit? It achieves if one of the client's games become big and go mainstream, because Altura is essentially a platform where you have a dev toolkit to integrate in the current games. So they have a bunch of clients. I think they have more than 250 games with the dev toolkit integrated. If one of them essentially goes mainstream, Altura will definitely claim cloud. However, it won't be benefiting from it directly because it's not a game in the first place. It's a game platform issue, right? Like the platform won't be benefiting directly from the fact that its technology is essentially implemented in the game. It definitely will be benefiting to a certain extent, but the game will be benefiting much more if it will be reaching product market fit. But we'll still claim some cloud, attention, and liquidity. 100% it will be happening. Insights. Can't share much. I had a discussion about potential partnership of my development company with them back in winter. Project we've been discussing is huge. We didn't start the work, unfortunately, but if they are working on it and will be releasing, like it is easily will be a multi-billion-dollar coin, easily. Talking about a platform similar to the largest gaming platforms right now in Web 2. This is everything I can share. We have a strict NDA. I don't want to go deeper into this topic. But this is just like a small thing I can throw out there so you can assess the potential. Obviously, it's risky in terms of like whether or not like they still work on the platform, whether or not they will be launching it, but if they will, that would be just crazy. Project overview. Platform that integrates into existing Web3 games allowing for. So currently we're essentially going through Altura. What does it do? Technical part, right? Smart NFTs plus NFT infrastructure. Smart NFTs essentially, they invented the standard where NFTs can be changed in the real time, which allows for NFTs to have features like leveling in the game. So for example, you got like some type of gun and gun is level 1, and then you progress with your character and you can like make the gun level 2, level 3, level 4, add some scopes and things like that. So essentially changeable NFTs plus NFT infrastructure. So they do provide NFT marketplaces as a part of the whole thing. They do provide the wallet infrastructure as well. So essentially this part of the infrastructure that is integrated into the games, and devs, they don't have to develop it from scratch. They can really focus on development of the game. Dev toolkit, as essentially they also have a range of tools, a range of APIs that they provide for the developers to use within their platform to streamline the development process for the devs and make sure they can focus on the things that are more important for them as essentially building the whole game. User protection plus safety, they're huge on this part as well, and they're doing some things there. Multi-chain integration, this is something interesting because last cycle they were focused on BNB mostly. BNB price-wise is doing all right, but ecosystem-wise is not doing very, very well this cycle thus far, but essentially they have a multi-chain integration, which is nice, which definitely makes it even more safer. Like you don't have to be betting on a certain ecosystem out there with something like this. You pretty much bet on the narrative and it gives you a bit more like safety. AI powered NPCs. This is very interesting because Becker mentioned it like very, very shortly on his video. Like it's definitely not the type of mention that he would be doing in a liquidity creation stage. It's kind of like this hint for the OGs of his channel that are watching him. It really can be a piece of alpha from this point of view, because it's not like he's screaming about, it's not like he's trying to create this exit liquidity. We are not at that part yet. Like there would be people coming. And it's funny that there is a high chance that on something like Altura, people from this cycle will actually become exit liquidity of people from previous cycle. Because like, as mentioned, this is the project from the previous cycle that is well known and has crazy potential in comparison to all this stuff that is being shared like XRP, Cardano, and things like that. So AI-powered NPCs, new tech was not present before, taps into the right narrative and huge speculative value. AI is going crazy right as we speak. It should continue to go crazy, as I essentially showed in terms of the AI agents before. And AI coins, some of the AI coins, they are starting to wake up. They have absolutely crazy charts as well. I think that AI might actually be easily like the first part of this run currently, the first part of the altcoin run out there. And it's quite interesting that after AI run, I would essentially expect the gaming run and influencers around him to start pushing gaming coins and repositioning the AI profits into gaming. Like, it's just the easier trade for them right after, and people would be grateful because they made money on AI, right? And they will be repositioned into gaming. So AI powered NPCs, very interesting, very huge. I'm not sure if you essentially have seen these videos on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts, like of a girl applying AI NPCs into Skyrim, and she was talking to them. It's like a very interesting technology, and honestly, like it's like the next phase of gaming. Like, imagine purely AI based NPCs. Like, it's like a real world. Like, it's like a real simulation. You don't even need to live your life if AI is proper in the games, and it just behaves nicely and everything is organic. Yeah. In crypto, tech overview of the project is needed to mainly assess speculative value. Plus, figure out if product market fit is possible, and if so, how much the project will be benefiting from it. This is the only reason we are going through technology. Obviously, the better and more innovative the tech sounds, the higher the chance people will hold making speculative value really big in their brains. So, two things. We're assessing speculative value through the essentially tech and the partnerships and the work of the company. We do also figure out if the product market fit is possible. I told you the bull case for the product market fit already. And as last but not least, the better the tech sounds, the more people would essentially be convinced and confident about holding the project, which definitely is a benefit for the price section of the token out there as well. So yeah, we will go about the topic of the exit liquidity on this one a bit later in the overview as well. Realistic market cap projections. I know this would essentially sound crazy to a lot of you coming from the bear market setup, from PTSD, from altcoins not doing very, very well. But again, I do think this is by far the easiest time, the best time to be buying alts at this stage. Altura did the 5x. This is definitely a flow. We will discuss this. But anyway, we'll go through the projections for the market cap at this stage. Current market cap of Altura, $85 million market cap. It's not at the previous all-time high. This is something that we have to assess 100%. The general speculation is that all of these coins, they should be reaching previous all-time highs. Previous all-time high is around 6x away, which would put it at around $500 million in market cap. I would say this is the bearish scenario for Altura, because we expect from a range of older coins, we can kind of look at the older coins that did have a larger run already and assess the market cap, the potential market cap of Altura in comparison to how this coin essentially behaved. We have something like Dogecoin, for example, currently. It's actually quite close to the previous all-time high. And projections that we're seeing currently is that it should be doing 2 to 3x. Of the previous all-time high. It's quite crazy to believe in that, but with Elon being in office and Doge being named after Dogecoin, it's just Department of Government Efficiency, just crazy. And this thing, like 500 million for Altura, definitely doable. A nice 6x from here should be doing this. AI narrative, gaming narrative, they're just starting to run. Like this 5x is something that you're getting in the restaurants before the main meal, right? This is just the start. This is nothing. This is nothing. We even did not break out through the accumulation range. Well, we're kind of close to the local highs of March, but on the bigger picture of the chart, you can see that like it all can be the bear market accumulation range. We didn't have a clear breakout yet from my point of view. Let's move further. Can it go to $1 billion market cap over the course of a coming year? I do actually think so. I do think so, because it would $1 billion market cap would just be 2x from the all-time high of this coin. Do you think it will be able to break this? with support of Alex Becker, with all the things that I mentioned, we focus on the two narratives that kind of makes the most sense. Like, these targets are crazy, but you don't have to focus on these targets currently. You have to focus on speculative value and understand that right now you're protected by the speculative value of this coin. Right now, this is essentially free money out there, because if you're entering something like this, speculative value of this thing should be higher, 100% at this stage, and there is a high chance it should be reaching previous all-time high of the previous cycle as well, which would put it at 6x from here. So with yourself entering into this thing currently, you're kind of protected by 6x. Everything on top is just a cherry on top, right? But to say that it will only reach previous all-time high and nothing after, it's, yeah, 4 to 5x until alt season is not even started. It does not tell me about this thing, right? It tells me that it should probably be going higher. I think that 500 million to 1 billion market cap range is a pessimistic target. Average, I would say, would be $2 billion in market cap, which is 25x from here. Have to understand, over the course of the alt season, I know we all have the bear market PTSD. I know we did not see alts doing crazy numbers in like such a long time. It's crazy, but I do think it's possible. Again, the case of BNB. From $400 million market cap to $40 billion in this cycle, 100x. Obviously, as BNB is the largest exchange, but this thing also did a crazy amount of X's. Like, since this summer, it was at 0.03. At the top, it was at 0.42. So it's like 100x or something. It's crazy. I think it's around like 120x's. This is last cycle where arguably we had less liquidity out there in comparison to the amount of liquidity that we should be getting this cycle. Best scenario is even higher if product market fit will be found, plus we experience really large liquidity inflows. Because from one point of view, yeah, you might essentially find product market fit and that will push your asset high and that will focus liquidity of the market on your asset, something that happened on Solana this cycle. At the same time, if we will really be seeing huge liquidity inflows, it doesn't matter. It's kind of interesting that I'm seeing a lot of similarities of Altura to the coin called Prime that is being pushed by a bunch of influencers currently that essentially are also talking about like gaming and AI and things like that. Upside is in Altura, especially with the fact that this is something that is well known by the previous cycle participants, and we already see that this is a meta, and we can assume, I think it's a very safe assumption, that more and more liquidity of people from previous cycle will be coming into the coins of the previous cycle as well, 100%. And the fact that this thing is not correcting heavily through the BTC correction definitely shows strength. People just don't care, they just keep buying. Let's discuss more in the next part. Advantages and flows. We have to check out flows, we have to check out advantages. Advantages. Alex Becker support, this is huge. This is by far one of the coins that he was screaming about the most in the previous cycle. And, well, something I wanted to share as well. Because, to be honest, I was looking at this coin in the bear market as well. I was looking at this coin back in the new year of 2022, and honestly it did something crazy, right? Back in the new year of 2022, it did a nice amount of access, even before we had our run in March, even before it. And this was a huge signal back in the day, right? Because it did 7x since 1st of January of 2023 till 1st of May. So this is not something that was like just being dead when everything was being dead. This thing performed in the bear market as well, which, to be honest, something I was really interested about. It's even crazy to see that in the recent lows in September, we actually went below the levels that this coin was reaching in the bear market of 2023. This definitely shows some strength, and I do think this is why one of the reasons why we had this type of the surge up right here. Because, yeah, like this price action, this one is crazy. This is not something that coins were showing. In the depths of the bear market 2023, the first half of the year, nothing was moving except maybe Caspa. That's why like I was really salty when I saw this thing making X's in the bear market. It's just crazy. So this is it's like outlier price action. And this is something you should be focusing on with your coins. Outlier price action. This one is outlier price action. This one is outlier price action. Usually there are reasons for this thing, and usually this is based on some insights. I don't know all the insights, no one knows all the insights, but charts, they often show us insights that we want to essentially see. And one more thing, it does not have the leverage for it at this stage. So all this movement was spot buying, which means that people essentially have a lot of confidence and a lot of capital that they're throwing into this thing. High speculative value, gaming plus AI plus project from previous cycle plus backer support plus strong price action, 4 years of development. Can't neglect this on this market. When things are dying on a daily basis, you can't neglect. This is safety. This is something where people will be putting in a large amount of capital. 250 plus partnerships including Unity and IMX. This is just something mentioned on the website. FDV equals to market cap. This is something quite interesting because it seemed to be like the current meta that people love to focus on coins where FDV equals to market cap because they hate VCs constantly dumping on them. And this is exactly the case here. Market cap is actually equal to fully diluted valuation. So from this point of view, you're kind of safe that you won't have unlocks from people who bought like for cheap, that have like 100x and they will be dumping on you. Quite low market cap, considering the fact that it's well known by the last cycle retail. I believe they are the ones buying it currently. This is the reason why like you don't see a lot of people talking about this thing. This is the reason why like large influencers, they're talking about like XRP, ADA, AVAX. These things are nice and they might be reaching the previous all-time highs. It's like they might be doing 2 to 3 to 4x on the course of the whole cycle. But this is something that not only has a chance of reaching previous all-time high, but it also has the potential to see new all-time highs this cycle with outlier price action in the bear market of 2023. Like, this is something I like. I can't honestly say that I know any other coins with this type of price action out there, especially like with support of Becker and Neotok out there. That's why current market participants can easily become the exit liquidity. I think that this is actually the case where current market participants like Solana traders and people like that will easily be becoming exit liquidity of previous cycle retail who will be buying this thing. 100%. Like, I'm just seeing this because my channel is still not that large and people, they won't be assessing and they won't be looking into the whole situation, the whole thing currently. The information I'm showing you here, like I was holding this thing in the last cycle. The situation, the things I'm showing you here, you won't be able to hear them anywhere. And the fact that you would know them is a huge advantage because something like this will definitely be becoming the attractor to exit liquidity. And this is the case where a lot of, from my point of view, a lot of current cycle participants that are experiencing the first cycle, they will become exit liquidity on this thing for the previous cycle participants for retail, exactly the same way as people are like long in XRP currently and things like that. Flows indeed a 5.5x already. You might see this as a small flow and like it's just 1 point, right? But it's honestly it's quite huge because obviously I'm not sharing this at the best time, but at the same time, will you believe me and will you be like excited about this project if I would be sharing this at the bottom? You'll probably see like, oh, like it doesn't make sense and things like that. And obviously once it did the 5.5x, like the tag looks better, right? Just agree with myself, the tag look better at this stage. So yeah, we're definitely seeing outlier price action. The main flow it did the 5.5x. Whether or not it will be seeing a consolidation from here, my expectation that it will just repeat the movements on the marketplace. My expectation is that the two hot narratives that will be running in upcoming several weeks, AI and gaming, 100%. This has focus on both of them. And this is something that team essentially did. They added the focus on AI as well. Becker is mentioning this as AI gem in the first place. He's not talking about gaming even currently. He said AI gem that a lot of people neglect essentially at this stage. I honestly expect continuation from this thing. I don't think that it will go into like large consolidation just because of the fact like chart wise, kind of like it's very close to the March local all-time highs. If you would also think about that. But we have XRPs, we have ADAs that are way higher than March highs at this stage, right? That are outperforming all your new coins out there. And this is like what? This is like $150 billion market cap project or something. Like March highs for XRP, it's already 2x larger. It's crazy. This is the power of retail from previous cycle. Can you see it on ADA as well? Like this is something that is Altura definitely is awaiting to happen, but it also has way larger potential between the current market cycle participants because it taps all the proper narratives, all the right narratives out there. It's been supported by largest influencer. Essentially, Alex Becker is the largest influencer in crypto if you think about that, like largest amount of use. So he's probably on board in the largest amount of retail. And Altura, just something that people know. Like when he's even going through his cycle, through his videos about like different AI coins, I don't know a bunch of them. And I know from the market, from the things I heard, that like some of the AI coins that he mentioned, like they're just influencers pump and dumps. Like they just create it, they just scoop up the whole supply, they are vaporware, nothing is happening here in comparison to something like this. Guys definitely had the time to work on this. And I obviously know insight about the platform, but yeah, I should probably stop talking about this. Way better bet out of all the coins than buying AVAX, XRP or ADA. Way larger upside. Yeah, I've seen one of the, I think the last video from Virtual Bacon, and it was a very, very nice video on assessing the potential of all the coins. But Altura in comparison has such a larger upside. I think you can only compete with Altura with all the coins like AVAX. Like the only reason for the fact that you will be able to compete is because the leverage is present for that coins. But should you actually see this as a flaw, or should you see this as an upside? The leverage is not present here, which means that it should be present here. This is from Binance, this is from BNB ecosystem in the first place. The coin is on BNB in the first place, which means that it has a high chance of being launched on Binance as well. Coinbase wise, it's harder. Like I doubt it has any connections to base ecosystem. Coinbase launch only possible if it will be reaching like nice market cap levels. But at the same time, like it definitely has the option to reach them, right? And last but not least, conclusion, let's analyze it as a meme coin, because like this analysis as a meme coin is a very, very great thing because it helps us to assess the speculative potential of the coin. Is there a notable solid flow of capital you're recognizing to come into this coin sector in the future? I would say yes, mainly from retail coming back. Retail will definitely be buying this thing as most popular. It's by far most popular gaming coin. I would say even after Axie Infinity of the last cycle. Maybe Super can compete, but after them, like Altura is very, very well known. Plus, it has a nice appearance for the current market participants because it taps into nice narratives out there. Is there a big difference between current interest and future interest in the coin sector, popular or mispriced? Well, long term, I would say yes. It will also depend on what they will be shipping as upcoming developments in the coin as well. I would probably put 8 here, just because as I think short term the potential might be not that large, right? Short term it might be doing like 2, 3, 4, maybe 5x's, but over long term, yeah, definitely is nice. And this is the difference that you essentially get with alts and meme coins, because alts you can just buy, you can just forget, and most likely, especially from this point in the market, it will just go up and up, right? Current coins of the current cycle that are struggling to do a 2x from the local bottom with leverage present on them, which is crazy if you think about that, right? Altura is just doing a 5x and don't care, just continue to move up when BTC is correcting. Is it hard to buy a coin? No, it's not hard. However, if you would compare it to like retail, like really retail coming in, I don't think it's on any large exchanges at this stage, right? One thing I actually wanted to mention as well is that like Solana of the last cycle was BNB, and a bunch of people were trading shitcoins on PancakeSwap, and Altura is also on PancakeSwap, which means that like this is the user experience they're really familiar with at this stage. Like they don't need to figure out Solana dexes, they don't need to figure out like Solana transactions not going through and things like that. This is user experience that they actually know. And I do think that a lot of retail that is coming back from the previous cycle, they're actually buying Altura on DEX because they pretty much know the ecosystem. So it's not hard to buy this coin, but we still can at least expect Binance listing because it's a BNB native coin, right? And we can also expect perps listing. And perps listing, usually what they're doing for the coin, they're essentially pushing the price higher. What is your exit liquidity? Who's your exit liquidity? First, my exit liquidity is additional waves of retail who will be coming into the market with a larger and larger price of BTC and Ethereum, and they will be naturally directed onto this coin. And second, my exit liquidity are people from this cycle who would just be seeing the strength, who would be just seeing, and they would essentially see that this is behind this video, some of them as well. Over time, I think in the future, more and more people, they would essentially be attracted into this coin as well. I would place it at 9 because I think that the upside potential of retail coming back and then buying into this coin, it's not understood currently. Chart, like, I think one of the reasons of this 5.5x is because smartest people, they understood this already. Smartest people, they understood the things that I'm showing currently. But most people in the marketplace, they don't understand this yet. They don't understand that this is by far largest upside, older coin that retail will be coming in initially. And this is by far the best thing to be able to like get liquidity soon in this cycle as well. Is there a narrative you are positioned before that the market is not yet aware of? This one is weaker, I would say. I would say mainly gaming because it's considered being dead currently. AI is quite nice as well, but like, is there any crazy type of narrative? No. It's kind of safe. It's great because it's kind of safe. And if something is safe, it definitely tracks like a large amount of money into it. Is there a compelling story behind a project that resonates with future holders? I would say it resonates with all the holders, right? This one, like, I doubt it has like any like great kind of like story behind it, but it's nice. It's just safe, it's nice, it's stable. It's like 40 years old married guy who's just working, like he's not absent, he's not using drugs, he's just stably doing his thing and achieving his goals. Very, very stable thing out there. Like, I do think that if you're trading like meme coins actively, this is something that you should be considering as kind of like your safe pick to pack your profits in, because you would easily get more multipliers than if you're buying into some like majors, if you're buying into some large altcoins like here. This actually should be the place where you're packing your profits 100%, especially before the AI and gaming narratives had their run. After they will have the run, maybe you would want to reposition, but currently just great. Is this a new narrative and the market is yet to get excited about? I would not say this as well, but I don't see this as something bad. It's actually stable. It's quite nice. What do experts think of your thesis? Is Alex Becker an expert? Well, it's arguable, right? But I'm seeing that chart is telling me what the experts think about this coin, and I think that, yeah, it's actually quite nice. Has this type of coin previously appealed to exit liquidity? Yeah, 100%. When you look at this project, are you able to see multiple steps ahead at the promising future that is not yet priced in by the market? 100%. I just explained the whole thesis to you. Is there a die-hard cult leader leading the project who is obsessed with conquering the crypto industry that reminds you of CZSBF? No, I won't say so. How viral can this coin go? Is it something you can see millions of people talk about? Well, there were definitely, I would say at the peak of the last cycle, it was like at least 1 million people who was talking about this thing, like 100%. Currently, not that. It's interesting because like we're analyzing it using questions of a meme coin out there, but like through these questions, I'm just seeing this as like more stable, right? Is the project based on new technology or new sector or some sort of innovation? I would say so because they added AI and things like that. Has the coin been through a pump and dump market cycle? Yeah, 100%. I would put it 10. What is the thesis invalidation? Thesis invalidation that market won't really care about altcoins. The market won't want to invest into something stable, into something long term. The market would still just want to gamble on meme coins and lose a bunch of money. But yeah, I think just with time, these things will essentially be realized by larger and larger and larger amounts of people on the marketplace out there, which would essentially mean that with time, they would just see like, oh, I have to constantly be locked in. I have to constantly be in the market. I have to constantly set buy orders, sell orders. I have to constantly be present. And this Altura thing, this 40-year-old guy just put a 100K and he's outperforming me heavily. He's 300K in profits and I have to make so much actions and I can lose anything in 1 second and I'm not 300K in profits. I think a lot of realization like this would eventually come into the minds of the current meme coin traders out there, with alts essentially continuing to do well and just stably growing, because alts, they won't be going down like meme coins. It won't be happening, right? 100%. So to me, it's quite hard to invalidate the thesis at this stage. I would even put it in 9. Like I'm not seeing a huge thesis invalidation at this stage. Competitors, I don't know of any. Like it will be definitely sharing liquidity with like maybe things like Super, with things like Prime. But interesting thing is that there is definitely dilution present in like meme coins, AI agents, and things like that. but there is very few dilution present in the proper altcoin projects from previous cycle that are for 4 years on the marketplace, that are tapping into AI and gaming, that with outlier price action, with retail actually knowing this thing from the previous cycle, with such a low market cap. Like competitors wise, yeah, total is 8.375 at this stage. So I wanted to do this overview just to share how I would be essentially analyzing the altcoin. I think it's a very undervalued peak at this stage on the marketplace. I think it should be going, and like it will be going crazy, I'm quite sure, despite like my words, despite like whatever you're thinking like yourself at this stage. I do think it will just be stably climbing up and up and up and up. And I wanted to provide you with this peak, this type of peak that can really be reaching nice market caps that you can be using as this parking spot for the profits from the meme coins that you're essentially trading at this stage. And in general, as an altcoin peak that I think will be doing quite well. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay healthy and rich, and I will be seeing you tomorrow.